Could Hitler have actually won World War II? It's a chilling thought, but many historians agree that a few different decisions could have dramatically changed the outcome of the war. Let's dive into a few of the biggest what-ifs of the Second World War. First, let's rewind to 1940, the Battle of Britain. The German Luftwaffe is relentlessly bombing the UK, targeting Royal Air Force airfields. They're actually on the brink of success. British Fighter Command is stretched to its absolute limit. But then Hitler makes a fatal error. Enraged by a British bombing raid on Berlin, he orders the Luftwaffe to switch targets from the airfields to civilian cities, starting the Blitz. This was a huge mistake. While it caused immense suffering, it gave the RAF the breathing room it desperately needed to repair, regroup, and ultimately win the battle for air supremacy. Had Hitler stuck to the original plan and finished off the RAF, an invasion of Britain, codenamed Operation Sea Lion, would have been a very real and very terrifying possibility. Next up, the big one, the invasion of the Soviet Union in 1941, Operation Barbarossa. Hitler's belief that the Soviet Union would collapse like a house of cards was one of the greatest miscalculations in history. He launched the invasion in June, but many generals had pushed for a start in May. That one-month delay caused by an unexpected diversion to invade Yugoslavia and Greece proved catastrophic. When the infamous Russian winter arrived early that year, the German army was completely unprepared. Their vehicles froze, their lubricants turned to jelly, and the soldiers, still in summer uniforms, suffered from horrific frostbite. If they had started just 1 month earlier, they could have potentially captured Moscow before winter set in, which might have been enough to politically cripple the Soviet regime. And what about technology? Germany was at the forefront of military innovation. They had the first operational jet fighter, the Messerschmitt Me 262. Imagine these jets, which were 100 miles per hour faster than any Allied plane, entering the war a year earlier. They could have swept Allied bombers from the skies and completely changed the air war over Europe. But Hitler meddled. He insisted the Me 262 be redesigned as a Blitz bomber, a role it was totally unsuited for, causing massive delays. He also didn't fully commit resources to other game-changing weapons like advanced U-boats or the V-2 rocket program until it was far too late. A more focused and rational approach to these wonder weapons could have given Germany a technological edge the Allies might not have been able to overcome. Finally, let's talk diplomacy. Hitler declared war on the United States on December 11, 1941, just 4 days after Pearl Harbor. This was not required by his treaty with Japan, and many consider it his single biggest blunder. At that point, America was focused almost entirely on Japan. By declaring war, Hitler brought the full industrial might of the United States, the arsenal of democracy, down on his own head. Without this declaration, the US would have likely continued its Germany first policy in principle, but the political will to send massive amounts of troops and materiel to Europe would have been far weaker. Of course, this is all counterfactual history, but it shows that the Allied victory wasn't a foregone conclusion. It was won not just on the battlefield, but also through the strategic blunders and ideological blindness of a dictator who ultimately became his own worst enemy.